So I sense something is going on, Paul. What is it? I'm eating an egg, by the way. I hope that's okay. Is that all right? Does that
No,
offend you in any way?
okay. Yeah, it offends me.
It does?
Yeah.
Why? But why would it offend you?
Why would it offend me, Peter? I mean, some questions should not,
Yeah.
necessarily be asked. Yeah.
I thought I was just being polite. You seem a little distracted. Are you counting your money or what are you doing?
Well, I noticed that Francis Napa posted something on Facebook.
Hmm.
Apparently, he lost somebody close to him, and yeah. Anyway, I was trying to figure out who it is, and figure out if I should send a Facebook condolence.
Do you know the guy or the person?
You remember Francis Napa? No, he was on the security team. He is on the security team.
No, I have no remembrance whatsoever.
Well, you probably didn't work with him.
Okay. This is a very good egg I'm eating.
Good, good. I think one thing that's good about eggs is you don't have that much variation. You know what I mean? I mean, you have some variation. I would love to have
Well,
a truly fresh egg. And around here I could probably do that. You'll have people put out little signs by the road saying fresh eggs, and then you just have to leave, a couple bucks, and you take your eggs.
you're not going to start.
I'm not going to have chickens
on your,
Well, I think the people across the street do have a rooster. They have chickens and they have a rooster. So I will hear through, at various times in the day, I will hear the rooster crow.
Okay. Let me say three things right now. Number one, well, two things. We do have to discuss some important things, and we have someone who wants to join us.
Oh, really?
So I'm not going to tell you who it is.
Okay. All right. I think I know, but go ahead.
Oh, what happened to Paulie?
What happened to Paul?
Paul just left. He does that. He just gets up. He lets the cat out.
It's Rick. Hey, Rick. What's going on?
Mr. Hollister, how are you?
Hi. I'm good.
Good morning.
Your beard just gets bushier and bushier.
Yeah. Last year, let me see if I can find a picture. Last year, it was I hadn't shaved from January to June. And it developed a life of its own.
You would fit right in up here, Rick.
I would fit right into New Hampshire?
Oh, God, yes. You people that scragglies here and then, shave the head and have big bushy beards and stuff.
Here was it at its finest last year.
My God, there looks to be some red in there. Is that right?
Yeah. So obviously you can see I have a lot of gray. My daughter and I would color it different colors every couple of months.
Oh, that's cool. That's great.
I had a good friend that saw it mid color one time. She goes, "Are you that vain?" I'm like, "No, I'm doing this as a goof. I could care less what color it is." But I have to tell you, once I shaved it, I felt like I lost a family member. I was so used to cuddling it and brushing it.
I hear you.
Oh my gosh, we have another guest who's about ready to join. This just grows and grows and grows.
Very scary.
Ah! It's Kervin.
Kervin, is he running? Where's he going?
Kervin, are you running? You can't run while you're having coffee with Peter and Paul. You got to pay attention.
Of course he can, Peter.
Oh.
The interesting thing, Kervin, is that when you run, it's like what were those strobe lights back in the 60s where you see it, we don't see it continuously, Kervin. We see jumpiness.
I think you're right. Strobe lights.
Strobe lights, yeah.
Okay. Now we have to move on to toilet paper.
Wait a minute. Peter, can I see your T-shirt?
My T-shirt?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't know. I just see some lettering.
Let me see if I can get up. It says,
"Oh God.
In case of emergency, break glass," and it says it's time. Let me see if I can.
How many Peter and Pauls have we sold?
That's not a very popular topic. We've sold the same amount. Even Paul, who gave his away, won't buy another one.
I have to tell you, Mr. Cerruti. So
Yeah.
I wear the sweatshirt a lot because it's extremely comfortable.
Mm.
Had it out in my backyard in my fire pit, so now it smells like smoke. So I have to wash it again.
Okay.
But I went out with my wife, who also made a comment. Why do I keep staring at Peter and Paul all the time? I'm like, leave it alone. Went into town to have early dinner, as I call it. And this young gentleman comes up to me and goes, I have to ask you, what is this about Peter and Paul? So I said, two guys I used to work with, have a YouTube channel, we created these sweatshirts
Good. This is
on my
good.
behalf. He goes, my name is, I forget what his first name was, and I'm going to make this up, Steve, but my name is Steve Peter Paul.
Listen,
That's why
we got to get him on the show.
I'll send him the link.
Send him the link. Now,
Yes. You get started.
I go through a whole long setup, but I accumulate over the pandemic a lot of products that I don't want to run out of. Paper products. You can never have too much. Paper towels, toilet tissue, bleach, Windex.
But aren't you in an
Brillo. You need
apartment?
this.
Do you have storage capability?
No, it took over the entire apartment. And the last, excuse me for 1 second, let me just take a gulp of my Folgers. Anyway, I've been working down the stocks for the last probably 4 months, 6 months. I just had, 60 rolls of paper towel and all sorts. So I'm down to the toilet tissue. I buy the cheapest, whatever's on sale. And apparently this toilet tissue is very thin. And I got complaints from the family about that. And I was mentioning it, and someone said, well, you have to use twice as much. I said, no, that defeats the whole point. I just, it's a little messy, but I make do. And someone said, well, I wonder what Paul would think about that. I wonder what Paul would think about that. It was someone who knew Peter and Paul. So that's why I bring it up, Paul, to get your.
Was it a member of your family? Was it a member of your family
No.
who wondered what Paul would think?
No, it was someone else who I happened to mention the fact that my family was giving me pushback on my thin toilet tissue.
Mm.
Well, what do you think about it?
I didn't know there was a significant difference in thicknesses of toilet paper.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah.
This is like.
Oh, really?
Oh yes.
Really?
Yes.
Is it measured in plies? Is it measured in plies?
It's measured in plies, but it's also the manufacturer and the
Yeah,
process,
yeah.
I assume, because
And-
we're Scott Tissue family. We like that consistency.
That's
But
a
if you ever
nice
go to-
tissue.
You ever go to the Charmin, which are real squishy, but it clogs up the toilet.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
end- You end up using too much of it.
Yes. I know that Charmin clogs up the toilet. Scott is a little abrasive to me.
Really?
Yes.
I have to tell you this. I don't know if anyone's ever experienced this. The hardest toilet paper I've ever come across in my life was in Germany. I said, these people are tough. There's some tough toilet paper.
Now, gentlemen, I have also bought toilet tissue and got feedback that it was like sandpaper. It really is a function of the price. You get what you pay for.
Correct.
Oh, really? Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I guess. I hadn't thought about it, so I'm happy to. But yes, Peter, you have to let the family use as much toilet paper as they want.
But then
You can't limit their toilet paper use.
You get one sheet. You remember, Rick? One sheet. What's her name? Elaine wanted one sheet.
Elaine underneath,
get it.
right?
Really?
Yes.
Well, I remember a friend told me a joke once. If you get one sheet and that's it, you have to tear a little circle out of the middle.
Oh.
Like about that big, and then after you've used it, you use that little piece to clean your fingernail.
Oh, very interesting. I hadn't taken it that far.
Gross, guys. Kidding me.
See, with my thin toilet tissue, you need to clean more than a fingernail. You got a
you
whole
would.
hand that's
You
a little
would. You would.
off
Yes.
color.
And Peter,
Well-
don't show this, but last week, Paul, when I replaced you for a few minutes, you showed me a non-fungible item, which was
Oh, yes.
disgusting. No, you
Disgusting.
don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it. No, I did see it. He showed it to me too.
Oh.
He couldn't.
Gross.
I want one of you to own it. $20. Come on. Anyway. All right. Well, I probably have another 12, 14 rolls of this toilet tissue that we have to go through till we get to the next, batch. So we're going to have to grin and bear it.
You have to let them use what they want, Peter. Double up if necessary.
Oh, no.
Are things a little tight in retirement, Peter?
Yes. Why do you think I'm constantly asking Paul to send me $1? I'm an old guy living on fixed income waiting for my government.
Gentlemen, send me your cell phone numbers. I want to send you this text. I got this video early on in the pandemic, and it's in Spanish, and it's basically this guy who's run out of toilet paper, but he has a basket of rocks next to him, and he goes, the different size rocks, and he goes, and then he chooses his rock that he's going to use to clean his business, and then he shows you how he washes the rock after he's done. There's no actual
that. Yes,
I know. It's very funny.
Wait, I think Kervin might be trying to talk. No?
Oh,
or is he talking to somebody else?
I think he's just listening.
We
can't hear you. He can hear us. We can't hear him.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Kervin, if you're talking to us, unless you're talking to somebody else.
He's a multitasker. The man's running and listening to this nonsense. It's incredible.
Just to revisit.
Oh, we lost him.
He's gone. Just to revisit. To revisit rocks. There's a Stallone movie. I dread whatever. I don't know. Judge Dredd. Is that the one where he's frozen, but they unfreeze him to go fight this criminal, which is Wesley Snipes? Is that? I don't remember. But one of them. He's now in the future. So he goes to the bathroom and he comes out and he goes, you guys, you don't have any toilet tissue. And they go, oh, he doesn't know how to use the shells. So I always wondered, was there a shell not dissimilar to the rock that you sort of scooped and used to clean yourself? Anyway.
Well, I would think that if rocks work, I don't see why shells wouldn't work.
No, they probably work better than a rock.
No, these rocks were very smooth. I don't know.
Oh, smooth rocks.
Yeah, they weren't like rough. They were like smooth rocks in different sizes, of course. Yeah, of course.
That makes sense. It's from the smooth rocks.
All right.
When the green, the eco police get to all of us, then we're all going to have to use rocks because we won't be able to use toilet paper. Whatever.
Okay.
All right, Peter, you said you had another item.
It was Demolition Man that he was in the future.
Demolition Man. Yes, exactly. Okay, next thing. So I was with someone yesterday and we went to the Chelsea Market. Not Chelsea, whatever. We went to I think it was Chelsea Market. And they bought a piece of fish, salmon. I don't eat fish anymore after watching Seaspiracy, but they bought this. It was $27 plus tax for this piece of salmon. It was a beautiful looking thing, but is that not outrageous to spend almost $30? 1 pound. 1 pound.
1 pound, $30.
This is the Chelsea Market. Really?
Yes, because it's homegrown. No, it's wild caught out in the ocean. And yeah. No, that's not that much if you want to buy wild caught salmon. If it's farm raised, then it's going to be less.
Look, I go to the
I would assume in your part of the country, seafood is cheaper, Hollister.
I'm not sure actually. We had a great fish market where I was in Jersey, so now it's sort of a different ball game.
Yeah, look, I go to Associated. I buy a piece of salmon for like $7.
For a pound.
But that was grown in the backyard.
Look at where it's grown. It's not $30.
That fish hasn't taken a stroke ever. It's just laying next to a million other fish.
That's right. So.
Right. And the other thing, Rick, I don't know if you know this, but are you a fan of the frog pond? you remember the frog pond?
I don't remember the rules. I remember seeing the video.
Okay.
I know Paul's very ardent that we won't ever play without Fitzy, so
Well,
I have
yes,
to respect that.
yes, but we're getting the band back together, and we reached out to some of our friends across the pond, and we have a guest appearance from the UK doing Tomato, and we have a guest from the Philippines doing Potato, and we're getting together and we're going to reboot sort of a commemorative frog pond. Is that not exciting?
Yeah, well, I think it's fine. I mean, at the beginning of the frog pond, we have to make sure and remember Fitty. You know,
Of course.
that's all.
Yes, we'll put a little thing in memory of Fitty. Well, we'll do something. I thought you'd be
Are you excited by this? Rick, are you
jumping up
excited by
and down
this?
for joy. Apparently,
I don't remember the details, so it's hard for me to get too excited.
I did the part.
And knowing Peter all these years, it'll probably disappoint. So
Oh!
I don't want to get too excited.
Well, Peter did come up with his own contribution to the frog pond. Yes, that's Peter's contribution.
Borscht. That's sort of my part. I got to work on. I'm a little rusty, but that's my part. And Paul, you do the what do you do?
The fried bacon. The
fried bacon.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get the tomato and the potato, and we're going to take the show on the road.
Now there is another part available. It's French fry. But you know, I that's an optional part.
I guess we haven't whet your appetite. You're not interested in being the French fry?
Was that Fitzum's line?
He was potato, wasn't he?
No, he was tomato.
Tomato.
He was tomato.
So maybe we just leave tomato alone, retire it forever.
We need the tomato. It's a part.
Yeah, actually, I don't know the game, so you need
It's a crucial part. I mean, basically, Rick, nobody identifies this as a frog pond, but when they hear it, which is unfortunate. But I think if anybody were to recognize it, tomato would be a crucial part.
Oh gosh. Well, you don't have pressure, Rick. Maybe you just.
No, I'll do French fry. I'll do French fry. I don't care.
You'll do a French fry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I need practice.
Yes, of course.
Off-camera practice.
Probably on not next Friday, but the following week, we're going to have.
I'm gone next Friday, so I won't be able to join.
We're going to have a little get together with. You can be part of it if you're going to do the French fry, and Paul and I and the two folks from across the ocean will participate, and we'll talk about it. Maybe do a little rehearsal, and then we'll set a date to actually do the performance. So that'll be quite exciting, I think.
So once you post these on YouTube, I usually get the link, and then I'll open it up and throw it on my TV in my living room. And my daughter goes, "What are you, in love with yourself that you keep watching this stuff?" I said, "I'm not. I'm watching Peter and Paul." What are you talking about?
Yeah, how old is your daughter? How old is your daughter?
The one that made this snarky comment is 23. So.
Okay.
That's a little. We have an older audience. We skew a little older for the Peter and Paul.
Well, we just spent 45 minutes talking about toilet paper, so I would agree with that statement. We skew very old.
We skew. We definitely skew.
All right.
Well, unfortunately, I probably have to go. I have to practice my guitar.
Excellent.
Well,
listen,
okay.
are we ever gonna hear?
If I ever get to something that I could actually play, I will play it.
My daughter made a bet. The same daughter made a bet with a friend that she could learn a song within like a 3-month period, and it ends at the end of April. And I've only heard her practice once, so it's going to be pretty bad.
That's kind of Paul. Paul, one last thing before we wrap it up.
Okay. What? Well, wait. Do you guys want to leave too? I mean, I'm not saying I have to leave.
Well, look, we've been on
this
for.
This is not why I say French fry, right?
No.
Oh no. No, but just so you'll think, just so you'll have it in your head, it's French fry. French fry. Okay.
Are you guys Harry Potter fans?
Yes, we are.
So I'll also send you a link that they did some spoof kids years ago where they would just repeat the names of the characters, like Dumbledore, and Ron Weasley, and they made a whole song out of it. It was pretty entertaining.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, who's this?
Okay.
Peter, you. Oh, I wonder if that's. I just got a little message
Carmen,
Boo-
probably.
from.
No.
Well, yeah, Boozy. It says, "Peter, you suck. You left me backstage," but I don't see him. He left. He apparently.
Well, he left because you had him backstage, I guess.
No,
That
I
might
can
have-
see people.
That
That
might
are
have been
back.
Podturno. I sent it to Podturno and BJ when I was logging on. That sounds like a Podturnoism if I ever heard it.
Let's see. Is,
All right, gentlemen, I
okay,
do
wait
have
a minute.
to go.
Paulie, one last thing for God's sakes.
Okay, what?
Say hi to Mrs. B, no matter where she may be. Adios,
Have a good-
amigos.
Thank
Have a
you.
good weekend, boys.
So long, guys.
See you later. Bye-bye.